What support can an IEP provide for a child with dyslexia, ADHD, autism, etc.? Welcome to another episode of the IEP question series. In our recent video, we talked about the legal rights of students with the IEPs. So, here. And what to do if you find out that your child's IEP is not being followed. Today, we're going to discuss the types of support that IEPs can provide for children with specific challenges. It's important to know that IEPs are designed to help all students with special needs, but the specific support that each child receives will vary depending on their individual challenges. And the better you understand this, the more moderate your expectations of the result will become. Let's go into the real question. What support can an IEP provide for a child with a disability? As I said earlier, the support will vary depending on their challenges. So we will pick these challenges one after the other. First is dyslexia. Dyslexia is a learning difference that primarily affects reading and language processing. Children with dyslexia might struggle with accurate and fluent word recognition and may have difficulty with spelling and decoding abilities. In an IEP for a child with dyslexia, you might see specialized reading instruction, tailored methods such as Orton-Gillingham or multisensory approaches that break down reading into manageable steps. Extended time for reading assignments and tests, allowing additional time for tasks that involve reading to account for the extra effort required. Assistive technology, providing tools like text-to-speech software or audiobooks to help with reading comprehension. Modified assignments, adjusting the complexity and length of reading tasks to match the child's reading level. Individualized reading goals, setting specific goals to monitor progress and growth in reading skills over time. We did an entire video on possible IEP accommodations and modifications for a child with dyslexia. You can get that right here. Second is ADHD, or attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder. ADHD is characterized by difficulties in sustaining attention, controlling impulses, and regulating hyperactivity. Children with ADHD might struggle with focus, organization, time management, and self-control. In an IEP for a child with ADHD, you could find behavioral interventions, implementing strategies to manage impulsivity and improve attention in the classroom, breaks and movement breaks, allowing short breaks or opportunities for movement to help release excess energy and improve focus, organizational support, teaching techniques to help the child stay organized, manage their time, and keep track of assignments. Preferential seating, placing the child in a location in the classroom that minimizes distractions and supports focus. Extended time for assignments and tests, providing additional time to complete tasks due to potential difficulties with focus and time management. Third is autism is a developmental disorder that affects social interaction, communication, and behavior. Children with autism may have challenges in understanding social cues, expressing themselves, and engaging in typical social interactions. In an IEP for a child with autism, you might encounter social skills training, implementing strategies to help the child improve communication, understand social cues, and interact with peers. Sensory accommodations, creating an environment that accommodates sensory sensitivities and providing sensory breaks as needed. Visual supports, using visual aids such as schedules, social stories, and visual cues to enhance communicating and understanding. Individualized communication plan, developing a plan that includes communication goals and strategies, potentially including alternative communication methods if necessary. Behavior intervention plan, or BIP, creating a plan that outlines strategies to manage challenging behaviors and promote positive behavior in the classroom. Fourth is dyscalculia. Dyscalculia is a condition characterized by difficulties in understanding and working with numbers and mathematical concepts. A child with dyscalculia might struggle to grasp basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. In an IEP for a child with dyscalculia, you can expect to see individualized math instruction, tailored teaching methods and interventions that break down mathematical concepts into smaller, more manageable steps, visual aids and manipulatives, using tools like number lines, counters, and diagrams to help your child visualize and grasp mathematical ideas. Extra time for math assignments and tests, allowing your child additional time to process and solve math problems, ensuring they can show their understanding without being rushed. Fifth is specific language impairment, SLI. Specific language impairment involves difficulties in language comprehension, expression, and communication skills. A child with SLI might struggle to understand complex sentences, have trouble expressing their thoughts clearly, or face challenges in engaging in conversations. In an IEP for a child with SLI, you might find speech and language therapy, individualized sessions focused on improving vocabulary, sentence structure, and communication skills, augmentative and alternative communication, or AAC. If verbal communication is challenging, your child might be provided with tools like communication boards or devices that help them express themselves. Sixth is executive function disorder. Executive functions involves skills such as organization, time management, planning, and self-control. A child with executive function challenges might find it difficult to start tasks, stay organized, and manage their time effectively. In an IEP for a child with executive function challenges, you might see organizational strategies, teaching techniques to help your child stay organized, plan tasks, and manage their assignments and materials. Visual schedules and reminders, using visual aids like schedules, to-do lists, and alarms to provide structure and support throughout the day. Goal setting and self-monitoring, working with your child to set achievable goals and helping them track their progress independently. Seventh is sensory processing disorder, or SPD. Sensory processing disorder involves difficulties in processing and responding to sensory information from the environment. A child with SPD might be hypersensitive or hyposensitive to sensory stimuli like touch, sound, or light. In an IEP for a child with SPD, you might come across sensory accommodations, creating a sensory-friendly environment in the classroom and providing sensory breaks to help your child regulate their sensory experiences. Sensory integration therapy, engaging your child in structured activities designed to help them better process and respond to sensory input. 8 is anxiety disorders. Anxiety disorders can affect a child's ability to cope with stress and manage their emotions. A child with anxiety might experience excessive worry, fear, or physical symptoms like stomach aches or headaches. In an IEP for a child with an anxiety disorder, you might discover emotional regulation strategies, teaching techniques to help your child manage anxiety and stress, such as deep breathing exercises or mindfulness activities. Relaxation techniques, introducing methods that your child can use to calm themselves in moments of stress, like using a stress ball or taking a short walk. 9 is speech sound disorders, articulation, or phonological disorders. Speech sound disorders involve difficulties in producing speech sounds correctly. A child with a speech sound disorder might have trouble pronouncing certain sounds or sound patterns. In an IEP for a child with a speech sound disorder, you could expect to find speech therapy, individual or group sessions focused on improving your child's articulation and phonological skills, auditory discrimination exercises, activities that help your child distinguish between different speech sounds and improve their ability to hear and reproduce them accurately. 10th is intellectual disabilities involve limitations in intellectual functioning and adaptive behavior. A child with intellectual disability might have difficulty with learning, problem solving, and daily life skills. In an IEP for a child with an intellectual disability, you might see modified curriculum, adapting the content and pace of instruction to match your child's cognitive abilities and provide them with meaningful learning experiences. Life skills training, focusing on teaching practical skills that your child can apply to daily living and enhance their independence. The second to the last is cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a condition that affects muscle coordination and movement due to brain damage. A child with cerebral palsy might experience challenges with mobility, muscle control, and posture. In an IEP for a child with cerebral palsy, you might find physical therapy, structured exercises, and interventions designed to improve your child's motor skills, mobility, and overall physical function. Assistive technology, introducing devices like communication aids or mobility devices that support your child's communication and movement needs. And the last but not the least is visual impairments refer to difficulties in vision that cannot be fully corrected with glasses or contact lenses. A child with a visual impairment might have limited or no functional vision. In an IEP for a child with a visual impairment, you might come across Braille instruction, teaching your child Braille reading and writing skills, which are crucial for accessing reading information independently. Accessible materials, providing learning materials in alternative formats, such as large print, Braille, or digital formats that can be accessed using screen readers or other assistive technology. Remember that each child's needs are unique, and an IEP should be tailored to address those specific needs. The ultimate goal of an IEP is to provide the child with a roadmap for success. This can happen in a regular education classroom, a special education classroom, or a combination of settings. The important thing is that the child is making progress and that their unique needs are being met. For a child with learning struggles, parents can help meet those needs at home. Remember, a parent is a child's first teacher. You, as a parent with the right guidance, can help your child overcome learning struggles by doing simple exercises at home. How do you do that? With the Learning Success System, of course. The Learning Success System is an educational therapy program designed to help parents work with their children at home to improve foundational learning skills. It focuses on things like visual and auditory processing, proprioception, and spatial awareness, among others. By working on these skills, children can overcome specific learning disabilities such as dyslexia, dyscalculia, and dysgraphia, and also become more confident in their abilities. When a child has strong foundational skills, it becomes easier for them to learn and understand new concepts in school. For example, good visual tracking skills can help a child read more efficiently, while strong auditory memory skills can make it easier to follow spoken instructions. By building up these skills using the Learning Success System, you can help your child become more successful in school and better equipped to handle academic challenges. And to learn more about IEPs, watch our full playlist that goes into depth on IEPs. We cover the subject deeply, so you can be a fully informed parent. You can get that playlist right here.